Hi, fifth graders. Here we are on Mrs. Kelzer's website, which is where I need you to go in order to do your graphing. I don't anticipate that this video will be very long. I just want to take a moment to show you how to use the website that we made our bar graphs with last week, how you can use that today to make your double bar graphs. So begin by clicking on the link for the graphing unit. And if you recall from last week, we used KidZone, so click on that. And once you have KidZone up, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit for you. We want a bar graph. And then once we've selected a bar graph, we should probably leave everything else pretty much the same. If you wanted to change the background color or do something funky like that, you could, and that's in this area. Then you can go ahead and go to the data. And up at the top, up here, is where you have the graph title. Remember, the graph title needs to explain what the graph is about. It should have capital letters for the first word, last word, and all the important words. Label the x-axis and then the y-axis, so you'll want to check that you've done that on your paper pencil copy. The source could actually be you. Then we're going to go to where we're setting the data. First of all, you want to make sure that the number of items is set to match whatever it is that you're graphing. So you'll need to check based on our survey data, how many items do you need, and if you need to change that, you can do it here. This is the important part for changing to a double bar graph. We need to change the number of groups from 1 to 2. Ooh, Mrs. Kelzer's internet's a little slow. There we go. And now you can see, let's zoom in again. Now you can see that I have group 1 and group 2. So I can then go ahead and put in my group labels, like perhaps one group, the green group is going to be the boys, and maybe the purple is going to represent the girls, or whatever the two categories are. And I need a capital G there. And if you want to change the colors, you can do that. And then you go ahead and put your items here. So if those are favorite sports, you would type them in right here. Put in the number of boys here, the number of girls here. So you have to make sure that you're sorting your data into boys and girls, or whatever the two categories are. Minimum value and maximum value. Your minimum value should be 0. Your maximum value, remember, you want that to be a friendly number. So depending on what your highest number is from your survey data, you determine your max value off of that. 10, 15. I don't imagine it's really going to be higher than 15, maybe 20, depending how you folks vote. Once you have all that information in, then you can go to labels. And that's where you get to do some of the fun stuff, change your fonts and so on. The font color is down here. And then when you think you're ready, you can click on preview. Obviously mine isn't showing anything because I didn't put in any data, but you'll notice that I've got these two different colors here for my two different groups, and that's my key. And so that's the big huge difference between a single bar graph and a double bar graph. And then you can compare this bar graph to the one that you did with paper pencil. And it'll be kind of interesting to see how that worked out for you. All right, go ahead and make your double bar graph.